Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of Banishers, and as we get started here, I do want to have it as officially part of the VOD. Thank you very much to Grumpy, who just gifted 20 subs over. That was huge, Grumpy, and I really very much appreciate it. We're going to be picking up exactly where we left off, which does include hopefully pursuing a specific haunting case that we had picked up accidentally kind of midway through the last one. Red found a rock and it was swarming with spirit energy, and it seemed like it had been used to beat somebody in the back of the head, or maybe the front of the head. We don't actually know. Let's see if we can identify which haunting case that was. I bet it's this one. The cousins. The apple rots by the tree. Follow the riverbank to find the body. That's exactly it. We're going to follow. And aside from, well, hold on, maybe we will have a little bit more information. Let's just make sure that we're all up to date. That's literally it. Yeah, so I know more than the caseload has here. We went to a bridge, and when we were knocking it down, we found like a rock that was right there. And Red was like, "Can these people stop murdering each other for 5 minutes?" Caroluna, hello to you. So as I understand it, I don't want to be like overhyping something that is somebody else's story to tell, but boy, I'm really looking forward to seeing it when Caroluna, who will now, I think, officially be starting up Expeditions, a Mudrunner game. I think as recently as earlier in this series, I was saying that is an unusual name for a sequel to Mudrunner and Snowrunner, but I think it was Caroluna pointed out, well, they're going, but by the way, this has no spirit energy on it at all. Don't worry about it. I think it was Caroluna pointed out that they're going for more of like an exploration vibe, the Expeditions isn't just a title, it's indicative that they're going for something a little bit different with their tech, a different sort of gameplay focus and gameplay loop. And I am highly intrigued by that, because I feel like Snowrunner and Mudrunner have, I think it really started off as tech in search of a game to play with it, and that they've done a lot with that. Like, I think that Snowrunner is an extremely cool game, but if they can now take that and start expanding it into, obviously not other genres, but other sort of flavors of driving around in this sort of like open wilderness, I'm very curious to see how it goes. Carolina says that actually he's not sure about it. From what he's seen, I doubt it a bit more than I did before. Well, I will, however it turns out, I will very much be looking forward to seeing your streams, and I assume that those are going to start in the next day or two. By the way, hello to Marquack, Ronan, Fox McCloud, Grumpy, of course, anybody else that I might have missed. Well, actually,
lost, won't you?
Follow the riverbank. We're still... Oh, hold on. I accidentally have the... Boy. I still have the fire highlighted, so that's just sort of cluttering up the compass. Grumpy is saying, Embracer, I think that is selling Saber. Well, I guess that's better than closing Saber, although it does feel like it might. So when I hear news like that, I start to wonder, does that sale have any impact on either the development of or the release schedule for this game? And this is the very first I'm hearing of it, so it just makes me all the more curious to see how this game stacks up to its predecessors. Because usually, sequels are better, more refined, more polished, more precise in the way that they execute on their central premise. And hopefully that will be the case here. I find, like, and I've never played American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator, but I feel like those are the same thing. back when we used to do more Elite Dangerous, and then my producer wound up playing that a lot longer. Those are all like podcast games, and I feel like SnowRunner is like an ideal podcast game. That really feels like, it's not that it's easy, it's not that it's mindless, but it's sort of something that you can, it occupies, at least for me, all the same parts of my brain that are not listening to the podcast. So to put something on in the background and then to have that navigational challenge in front of you, it just feels like it works extremely well for that. And together, those two experiences can go a long way towards just taking your mind off of whatever other stresses there might be in life. Wow, I really could have just used a fast travel point. That's okay. We got into some extra fights. I would really like to bam this guy. Ow, I'm really getting the crap kicked out of me. Hold on. I took like 3 or 4 hits, it felt like, in a row, and that was just me. That wasn't me like looking around. I just did not block or process that correctly. Yeah, Grumpy, it is already out. Expeditions is currently out with the Year 1 pack, which is, I have to say, it feels like surprisingly generous. Like, I'm not sure if you would ever say, offering customers more money to pay for something is generous, but I feel like a lot of games will offer you, like, the deluxe edition comes with 3 or 4 or 5 days, in this case, of early access, but then that's what you get in, like, a cosmetic. Here, it's all of the DLC packs that are... Well, hold on. I didn't look at it super carefully, but I'm pretty sure it's all the DLC packs that are released within the first year for this Expeditions game, and the 5 days early access. So, Caroluna had noted earlier that a couple streamers that he knows have already been streaming it and showing it off. And I may very well check them out. Like, I am curious for their thoughts and to see the game. I kind of want to see Caroluna play it. I want to see, like, Salamander play it. I want to get their thoughts because I know their taste and I really like their style. It's nothing against the other people that Caroluna was recommending. I kind of like seeing Caroluna do stuff. Ronan is currently on his victory lap in Persona 3 Reload. Yeah, he had just finished that up. Congratulations. My understanding is that is, as they say, no mean feat. Let's take a look over here. By the way, the genesis of no mean feat, that's like mean is like in averages, right? Mean and median, average. And in that case, it means like...
By the current, the body likely came ashore somewhere around here.
Okay, also I hear a whispering, I hear a spirit orb somewhere. It might be at an angle that we can't see from here. Like, it might be below red in the cliffside. Oh, well, also there's this. Yeah, and I promise you guys, I did not expect to come into Banishers and to do a whole segment on Mudrunner, but we are actively pursuing this investigation as we go. I am not like a SnowRunner expert, but my overall sense from seeing people like Caroluna and Salamander engage with that game and its many DLCs is that they felt like they got good money out of their season passes. They did, what was it, 4 year-long passes with all of that content? So, unless Saber Interactive, which I believe is the developer, is pursuing a different and lower quality strategy for the release of this game, providing a year, like a full year of content along with the 5 days of early access seems like not a bad deal. But this is not me advocating. This is just me saying,
I'm right here. I can help.
it is a more appealing than average pre-order idea. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Really feel like we punched that guy. Nope, that's not what I wanted.
Have a bit of this.
Oh, wow. These guys usually show up elsewhere. Like big plot points. Okay, I wasn't...
Ask for help if you need it.
Reinforcements!
You shouldn't stay in there.
I understand that I'm locked onto one of the wisps, and I'm actually comfortable with that because they usually die in a hit. Assuming you can get a hit in on them, wow.
Marcin Lecht!
Yeah, I was right up on that blue wisp, and I press attack, and I just kept getting stunned out of it. I should have had better positioning and control over that situation. Grumpy is saying that it's probably better for a Saber to leave Embracer, depending on who buys them. You'd like to live in a world where they could simply buy out their own contract or their own, repurchase their own independence and then go where they need to. My sense is that SnowRunner was a pretty good hit for the company and that the DLC sold well, but again, I'm not saying that based on sales numbers. I'm saying that based on the level of enthusiasm I saw on Steam and other storefronts where they're like, yeah, more SnowRunner, this is great. Bundle of letters. Post has received in New Edentown to be delivered to addresses likely found in or around Fort Jericho. Okay, I couldn't figure out if that was a poem, but it doesn't seem to be.
Letters for Fort Jericho.
There's your new job. Now you're a postman.
Nah, not for me. Too dangerous.
Search the area. There it is, by the way. That's what we heard but couldn't get to before. Now, yeah, I feel like we absolutely want to go over there. Hello to Mitra. Have finished the game by skipping most of the lore. Plan to play it again with stories, lore, everything come over. I am very much enjoying the stories, so I'm hoping to do, no guarantees, but I kind of want to see all of the different haunting cases through that we possibly can. But I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how things progress, and I hope you're having a great weekend as well. Wow! I've never seen one of those guys possess one before. By the way, if I recall one of these things a rage demon, none of the Banishers have named these guys that I remember, but they seem very, like, rageful. Like, they're spirits born not out of sorrow, but out of anger. Ow, okay. Those guys definitely go down easier if you've got a full banish charge happening. Grumpy says that Expeditions is not up on Xbox for pre-orders. That's weird. And hello to Solid Chrome Hickey. Hickey, if you are interested in the story for this section, nothing has happened yet. We did find some letters, so we're following up on the case that we encountered in the last episode. We started it. There was a bloody rock and the theory that the body might have washed downriver.
What is this?
Yeah. So that was the bridge where we found the, at least I'm pretty sure, the bloody rock. And now we've come down here. And on the way, we did find some letters that were addressed, I guess, from New Edentown to Fort Jericho. And that's all the plot developments. And aside from that, we've had some rage specters attacking us. Mitchell says, is having a good weekend and time for some coffee. I hope you have delicious coffee. Actually had some a little bit before the stream started here. I'm gonna check the map. Okay, apparently I have been to this rest area. I don't actually want to rest, but we could also check to see, because I do feel like I had a couple decoctions there. Alright. I'm gonna say this is close enough. Let's return to the trail, the blood trail that we were following. Killer says it's been on Steam for a long time, if you're talking about Expeditions. Oh, did I say Steam? I was reading from Grumpy, and he said Xbox, that it's not available to pre-order on Xbox. Which seems very disappointing. I did not realize it was coming out so soon. Like, one of the reasons that it's on my mind is that that was sort of a, basically, to a large extent, right now in my many advanced years, if a game is not coming out in 72 hours, then it's coming out in 3 years. I really try, and in most cases succeed at not knowing when anything is coming out until it's basically present. So I just didn't realize that that game comes out. For anybody watching the VOD, we're recording this on, what is it, March 2nd, 2024. And the game formally releases on March 5th. And it's available, as we've been talking about, right now for people that want to get that Year 1 edition. Okay, this was the river where we started. Yeah, we're going to head up this way.
Sense the ripple of a past conversation.
We may have found our victim.
Boy, they went to a lot of effort, and I do see the other thing over there, a lot of effort to dispose of this body. Knocked it into the river, found it, dragged it up here, buried it.
Who's there? Help me! Help me, please! I know you! You're the Scudder boy! Help me up! Help me up there! Come, boy! There's blood, but I'm not so badly hurt! What are you doing? Put that blade away, boy! No! No! No!
The rock didn't kill him, nor the water. the Scudder boy finished the job.
But why would he kill him?
And hello to Asperby. Asperby, I'm pretty sure that you're one of the folks that just got a gift sub from Grumpy. So thank you again very much to Grumpy, and I hope you're having a great weekend.
A very broken strongbox. Empty of its train band payroll.
That's our motive for the murder.
A dead messenger. A missing payroll. And a single name.
We know 2 Scudders, don't we?
We do. And one of them isn't the sharpest knife in the bag. No pun intended.
So, never good with names. As Marquack says, somebody had a very bad day. Yeah, this was not an accident or a moment of rage. Somebody went to a lot of effort to get this guy dead. Like, really, like they knocked him into the water, they clonked him on the head, knocked him in the water, might have watched the body, maybe they saw him, like, clamber up here, realized he was still alive, and then came all the way down, navigated the same path we did to find this dude. They absolutely wanted this guy done. Right, we've already done that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that I know of in this area that we haven't otherwise done. So we could take this opportunity to go up here. Where is this case going to bring us? All the way back to town. Since we're out here, let's head up in this direction. I mean, the dude is dead. Like, I don't think that the Scudders... The other thing I was going to say, though, is that I just don't happen to remember the Scudders by name. So I will hopefully recognize them as we get closer. Oops. Asperby is saying that the weekend is great so far. That's awesome. Yeah, earlier today, Asperby did a... By the way, Marquack, because I'm going to kick myself if I don't ask. How is Jedi doing? I hope that she's continuing to settle in. I know there were some recent breakthroughs on, like, being more sociable, being petted. I hope that that is continuing. And also... I know that Marquack knows this, but I'm just thinking aloud, like, if there was some backsliding and she became more, like, skittish again, I think that, like, your patience with her is really going to do well. But yeah, what I was going to say is that Asperby earlier today did a crocheting stream, followed by some... Was it Stardew Valley? Again, I'm bad with names. And also, what's happening is that because of the similarities between Asperby and Lady B has been playing Tomb Raider 2016, but I know for a fact that that's not what Asperby was playing. I'm pretty sure it was... That is a spirit orb. I'm pretty sure it was Stardew. Stardew, yes it was. Yeah, there's a big patch coming out. I just read on, like, Polygon that, like, what is it, version 1.6 is due out for release, I believe, in March. Which we're into March now. I am glad for more Stardew content. I genuinely am. I am also extremely interested in Concerned Ape's next game, The Haunted Chocolatier. We have absolutely been here because we could not get through that before. And I would like to go down there to get it. But I don't think... Or actually, maybe that's exactly what we're angling towards. So, how do I get to there? Fortunately, the trusty compass will answer the question. Marquardt says when he's sitting on the couch, Jedi, the cat, will jump right up and get pets and treats. That's awesome. If I'm walking towards her, she still gets scared, and she's still reluctant to come outside of the couch, which seems like her happy, safe space. But still, it's progress. And I would suspect that her happy, safe space will continue to expand. I would certainly hope so. Mark is further saying, I've asked the Humane Society if I can keep her until the upcoming Saturday instead of this Tuesday. I hope they grant that. It seems like she's just getting settled in, and part of the message that she should take is, humans are nice, here's a nice human, this human is going to make sure that I get on to some other nice humans. So I would hope so. I am no longer following the path that I wanted to. So why are you telling me to go that way? Oh, because of this. Got it. I was in the wrong mode. Astropy is asking if Jedi's a foster. Yes, if you haven't, Marquak is a serial foster. What he does is he helps to rehabilitate cats from... I just happened to see that there was some metal over here, so I want to go grab it. Cats that have been rescued and sort of get them ready emotionally and sometimes medically and socially. Did I say socially already? For to be adopted into a brand new home. I've had her for a couple weeks now for socialization, yeah. Asperby is also saying that she's restarted and is streaming Stardew again on the 8th anniversary without even knowing. That's very cool. All right, we can certainly...
Easy as pie.
You can't cook?
So there's only one bummer. I really wanted to blow open this thing down here before we go. Oh.
Get lost, won't you?
Oh, I was super late on that. Also, Asperby, sorry for misremembering about the charity event. I thought that the relay style event you guys coming up was also for charity, but either way, it's a great opportunity to network with other artistic and creative people on Twitch. So I think it's awesome regardless. Let's see if we can punch through this now. This is the yell, isn't it?
Still impressive.
Okay, I mean, you know, I'll take the money and the leather. Was hoping for a piece of gear, but it was worth grabbing nonetheless. Anything else down here? While I'm looking very quickly, Asperby is saying that she works at a shelter with the cats. We'll just find our way back over here. They don't have a foster program for the kittens, so they have to make sure we get them socialized and ready for adoption as part of the job. It's so rewarding when they open up and start trusting people. And I would... Oh, you know what? I have enough of those, so I'm not actually going to go back for it. There's a part of me that hates leaving behind herbs and stuff. That's not really an herb, is it? It's more just like a regular plant, but... When we have enough... It's similar to like passing up Ridgewood after a certain point in Horizon. You got it. You have enough. But yeah, Asperby also plays in Borlax's TTRPG. So, since I think the last time this came up, I did look, and there is an enhanced version of Starfinder, but what's curious is that I think it came out slightly before the 2nd edition enhanced edition for regular Pathfinder. Or it was 2nd edition remastered, I think they called it, which it feels a little bit difficult to track what's what. So we are in a new area. I guess I sort of want to try to head up in that direction, so... That wants to go that way, so good. I'm going to go look what we can find over here. Markwack is agreeing that's super cool to Asperby.
I feel something close.
When Markwack retires from work in 6 years, wow, you actually know! I cannot imagine being close enough currently to be like, that's the clock, that's when I'm done. That is awesome, Markwack. When he retires in 6 years, he's going to try and do some more volunteering at the Humane Society, even if it's just scrubbing the litter boxes out. I would assume any amount of assistance would be very much appreciated. Okay, the red hue usually means that we have a repeatable, and I think we're going to try to do it once and not worry so much about the repeats.
Spectre nearby. Big one. I'll summon it now.
Oh my gosh. Marquardt says it is 6 years, 1 month, and 19 days. That is...
Turn out and turn up!
It seems really cool.
Can't be more fun.
Oh, have we... Oh, this is another one of these guys, like the Beast.
This isn't over yet.
Post-dodge attack damage, alright. Okay.
Once more with healing.
Yeah, the post dodge seems really important, actually. Okay, Antea just got knocked out, so that'll be a second. Well, maybe she didn't get knocked out. She still has half of her spirit points. Okay, who is doing that, by the way? Nobody.
Time for your belly rub.
Did we miss a few?
Crap. Okay.
Now you really
This big guy is a little difficult to pin down. I'm not sure what I'm doing.
Time for my solo.
I'm completely out of Antea juice, by the way, so this might be a second.
Bastard.
This isn't over yet.
Ow! Wow! Hold on. Get up. Come on. Get up. X. Okay, get up though. Why are you so alive? Okay. So we did that. We got our +1. Don't feel the need to do that on a harder difficulty level, so we're certainly good. Hello to First Ben Joseph! Yeah, Ronan is also impressed that it's known to the day. That seems... All I know is that I have a long ways to go. So choose not to know the exact date because I'm concerned it would just make me very sad. I'd rather it's just like we were just talking about with like game releases. When it's close enough, I'll know about it. I'll figure it out. Until then, it's just like, well, it's not happening today, so.
I love doing that.
Joseph, I hope that you're having a great weekend. +7 leather. That's it, huh? Okay. Do you like my new emote? I love it. Yeah, you had shared that, I think, in Mia's channel as well. Your new kitty. That's really awesome. I mean, not only is it awesome about the new kitty, but it's a very cool emote as well. Okay, so we've got some other spirit tunnels that go places, including... Hold on. This one up right above me. I'm just not sure where it starts. And this doesn't make it clear. So we did one of the two things, but the Scourge is... Sorry, we did the Scourge, but the golden exclamation point, golden question mark. We'll get there eventually as to what it should be called. Mark says, if I make it that long, it'll be 35 and a half years with the company. My God. I have not had the good fortune to work at a single place for that long, but it is over 10 years at the place that I'm currently employed, and I'm hoping that it will be the place where I will continue to be employed until retirement. I really do. I talk all the time about stress and, you know, oh boy, busy time at work and stuff like that, but on the whole, it's work that I really do enjoy doing, and I like the people that I work with, both on the team and sort of like around the team. Oh, by the way, did you guys know, because I didn't realize this, this is a Unreal Engine 5 powered game. I had no idea this was UE5. The way that I found that out was actually when we were researching that film grain thing to see if it might represent any sort of improvement for the stream quality. So this is a through the looking glass thing. I guess my only concern is that it will take us elsewhere, but I'm okay with that. I don't know why we wouldn't do it.
Ready to cross that breach?
Okay, so this is void traveling. Inside a void breach, enemies are able to regenerate their health. Antea's powers deal more damage to specters. Affected by spectral malevolence, which modify rules of combat. If defeated, you'll be expelled from the breach and all encounters will respawn. Alright, so this might be like a... not a raid dungeon, but like a roguelike mode. We haven't spent any time in here except for when it was necessary for plot, so I don't know what to expect in here.
Get back up!
Also, just very quickly, because I can't do this and read. First, Ben Joseph was saying that his kitty... By the way, what's your kitty's name? Is doing very well. She came from a home with 3 humans and 2 dogs. It's a pity... Oh, sorry, a pit bull and a small dog, and they were good friends. And I took her in, and she's decided she finds me acceptable... I am very glad that you were able to take her in, and she is... Wow, this guy seems kind of tough. Okay. Oh, is that still on cooldown? Okay. Yeah, hold on. When those projectile wisps start showing up, I start... Yeah, there we go.
Did we miss a few?
It's pointing me... Ah, there we go.
Watch out!
Die, you bastard!
Okay, was that the entire thing in here? This feels like it goes to someplace new, though. Alright, let's just take a quick look around. Is there a map here? You cannot look in your map while traveling the void. Makes sense. Wow! Samalander just raided over. Hello to everybody raiding over. Samalander, how was the rest of your D&D session? I hope you had a great time. And the kitty's name is Miss Kitty. I'm just very glad that she found a nice home. Yes, Miss Samalander, thank you so much for the raid. I hear... No, I don't hear a spirit orb. Okay, there is one way to go. There are two ways... No, that's not a way to go. If this is what the afterlife looks like for me, I'm really gonna feel very unfortunate. I'm gonna feel like, oh no. Seems like a bit of a fixer-upper. Okay, so there's a Darth Vader cave over there. And nothing. It's probably very linear. The last time that we were here, they were like... Antea in particular was like, okay... Or maybe it was Seeker. Don't step off the path. Follow the lights. Don't go wandering. Oh no, Samalander said that they murdered all his puppies. So yeah, the other day I asked Samalander if he had ever had a game where the players had an opportunity to get an ever-smoking bottle. And he said no, but it is a very cool item. The reason I was curious is because if they had, or like if I was playing in a D&D game where Samalander was the DM, I think that I would ask him if I could enchant the ever-smoking bottle so that all of the fog that came out of it was holy fog, like was in fact enchanted to be holy, so it was extremely lethal to undead. And then when he said no, because enchantments don't work that way, they cannot stack, I think that I would tell him that I really want to try very, very hard, and he would say, okay, then roll for it. And then I would roll like a 20, and he would say, okay, as you waste 500 gold on failing at this, you still don't do it because enchantments don't work that way. That's my plan anyway. I have very, very modest goals. A, live long enough to retire. B, hopefully don't switch jobs between here and there. C, waste 500 gold of the party's resources on something that the DM explicitly tells me cannot be done. Oh, and hello to Innertooth! Inner, I hope that you're also having a great weekend. Yeah, I was waiting for something to happen.
This isn't over yet. Make a run for it!
I do kind of feel like I want to focus on that guy. Okay. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we have to take out the rage guy first. I'd really like to...
Get rid of the other spectre first.
Okay. Antea has the right of it, then. Who is doing that? Okay. Oh, God! I thought that was going to, like, stagger him a little bit more than it did. Okay. Okay, I cannot accept very many more of those.
Did we miss a few?
Okay, hold on. Everybody relax.
I'm a bit.
Aerodrag is also saying bottle of endless water. I suspect that that could also fail to be blessed and wind up wasting a lot of money. I wouldn't know, though. I personally am fascinated by the idea of saying I want to do this and being explicitly told you can't by the character most closely related to omnipotent God, and then saying, but what if I try? Hello to Mia! Mia's also saying it's important to set reasonable goals. Yeah, sorry, I have trouble both reading and responding to chat while doing this, but up to 2 gallons of holy water per day out of the bottle, the flask of the flask of endless water. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, we've got a tunnel. Okay, we'll look at that in just a second. Again, I'm not really expecting collectibles or branching paths here, but I just figure it doesn't hurt to look. Also, YouTube recently served up a, top 8 things, all, well, okay, no, that's a jump across. And look, there's not. Okay, that's not a way to go. Let's start again. YouTube recently served up a video on, like, the top 8 things that, like, all adventures need. Like, make sure that your D&D adventure has this. Number 1 was a good story. We didn't make it up to number 2 yet, but that was extremely funny. Yes, things that your D&D campaign should absolutely have. Number 1, a good story. I assume the number 2 is good players. Number 3, adequate time in the schedule. Like, I think that YouTube channel should really broaden their horizons. How about this? 8 things your movie must have. Number 1, a good story. In fairness, it might have been broken down a little bit more specifically. Like, if I were to assume, and again, we didn't watch beyond just that because honestly it was just out of time. It wasn't that, it was just that it was kind of funny. But it probably would talk about how the story should relate to the characters and their backstory, have some sort of a backdrop, like a broader context and stuff like that. Like, I think that it's good advice, but it was just, I was personally very entertained by make sure that your campaign has a good story. Hold on.
It's just getting stronger.
Really hoping to do more damage to that guy.
Trouble's about.
I feel like I'm not high enough level to be in here, honestly. But we're kind of committed at this point. Wow! Okay, that knocked me right out of Antea. Okay. Does anybody know where that's coming from? Oh, is it this big guy? But I have to find the little totems.
This won't do.
Right.
Strike down the pillars.
So we have to find somebody to hit. Okay. God. So this might be where this particular excursion ends, because this seems very lethal, and I don't know that I have options to escape it.
Dodge! Trouble's about.
Boy, I need Antea. Hold on. Please stop.
I need your help to find those damn pillars.
The teleporting rage guy is an interesting addition to making me very dead. Or invisible. I'm actually not sure how he's getting around these days. Okay. Okay, so that absolutely does go through solids. Cool. Why did nobody tell me that ghosts can go through solid objects? Okay, that's still on cooldown. Okay. I think the best possible strategy here would be to try to find the next pillar. Ah, okay. Okay, please. Okay, drink. Okay, that's it. That is my last decoction. So we either find a way to destroy that pillar, or it's game over. First Ben Joseph is confirming that ghosts can go through solid objects. That's why locking our doors hasn't worked.
Eyes peeled.
Hey, not really what I was hoping for, but whatever gets that thing stopped. Okay, everybody leave me alone. Was that it? Wow! Oh, I did not think we were going to survive that. We have a new award for the toughest combat that we've done so far. That was... I was already thinking about, like, well, you know, when I failed it, well, we'll come back later, etc., etc. Oh, boy. Thank you, Cara Luna, for the celebratory. Void traveling, yes? So we may come out someplace other than where we started, but that was, among other things, just a big misunderstanding about what I kept thinking, that if I could slice through some of the dudes, then that would even up the odds and we could focus on finding the thing. But no, that was a bad call. It was find the sorrow and then destroy it. First Ben Joseph's rocking out. Those might be new kitty emotes. And we have a brand new Veil Shock. Okay. Health recovery is 200, which is better. Lots of green. So we lose a little bit of strength. We lose a big chunk of dexterity, which I think is the rifle power. But we gain some more vitality. We gain a big chunk of persistence, health, and spirit. Boy, I really don't like losing dexterity. I really like hitting powerful with the rifle, especially since we get, like, percentage bonuses on that. But I mean, having more spirit. Let's not worry about it right this second. If I could find some other way to make up that dexterity, then I'd be okay. Then I'd be okay with it. Do we have any sword sets that give us more dexterity? No. How about a rifle? No. Amulet. Oh, so this would give us a lot of dexterity, actually, the wind chimes, and more strength. We'd be losing a chunk of wisdom, and that's our basic punch damage. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Persistence and spirit go down, but I'm okay with that. The spectral percentage on that, that's the big problem. We're dropping from 40% reduction to incoming damage to 9%. That seems like a lot. So we'll continue to tweak that. But now, with that task passed, we are now going to proceed with finding Beloved Scudder. Also, I missed it earlier when First Ben Joseph said, researchers have been studying the habits of women who collect cats or dogs. Surprisingly, they have been of young ages than prior years. The study concluded that these women suffer from menopause. Very good. I suspect that comes with also trouble regulating their body temperature, because all of the dogs and cats will snuggle up to them. They get very, very, very hot. That is a thing, by the way, like in the summertime, your cat or your dog still wants to, like, be extremely close, and it's like, okay, this is extremely cool in, like, December. Right now, less so. Okay. Okay, we're somewhere I've already been, which is... Wait, are we in the mines? Hold on. No. So I don't know where we are. I mean, I guess we're someplace that I haven't been, because look, there's a destructible wall there. So I think our overall goal is to leave this place. Boy, this seems like the mines, though. Like, it really seems like the mines below Fort Jericho, in terms of the stuff that is here. Okay, nothing up here. But yeah, that was the first void travel place that we'd been outside of the plot, so I was not sure how it worked. The pathway might have been randomly generated, but if it was, I guess I'm a little bit curious on why. Because it seems like that's something that a level designer could have put together in a comparatively efficient amount of time. Like, as opposed to designing something that might randomly put together chunks of environment, which is what I was sort of thinking when we went in there. Instead, it just feels like just have a human being do it real quick. Oh, first Ben Joseph, we are absolutely obliged to destroy it. I don't even care what's on the other side of it. So we do have something here to read. Foreman's journal. Men chafe and fume. They plead aches and pains in the day, but hours old. The good folk in town call them saturnine, and I do not think it a compliment. I have absolutely read this. Yep, no. We are in the mine, though. I guess... If this isn't in the mine beneath Fort Jericho, it feels indistinguishable from it. But yeah, we cannot allow the destructible wall to remain undestructed. Whoops.
Not quite.
I know that the marker is pointing us in the opposite direction. I just wanted to, like... Yep. There might be something up here that we haven't done yet. Like the destructible wall. First Ben Joseph is saying that he played a game way back in life, and they had things in areas that were just empty, but you would never know unless you wasted a boom on it. Whoops.
Fishing the cannon powder.
Inner saying, okay, now he's here, and we're definitely pushing this someplace. He's done with Stars and Wishes. What is Stars and Wishes? If it's a game or a movie, I'm not familiar with it either way. It could also be a reference to Sam Linder's D&D game, although I'm not... It doesn't sound like it based on what little I know of Theraphobe. Oh, it is! The thing they do after each D&D stream. So what is Stars and Wishes, then? This might have been explained previously, and now I'm worried that I've overlooked it. Stars and Wishes. Is this like communicating with the DM about, like, things that you might look to accomplish between tasks or... Sorry, between sessions? Someone says that I've been part of it at least once. So, like, that would probably be during... Words. Blades in the Dark. But I just don't remember it by name. Also, I really want to drop this if I can. Not only feedback for the GM, but also for the players. That sounds very constructive. I guess I just didn't... Like, I knew about, what is it? Veils and... Veils and... It's where, like, you talk about, like, lines that must not be crossed in the campaign. Here are things that I'm kind of uncomfortable with, and here are things that I absolutely want to have no part of in the campaign. It's like veils and something else. Lines and veils. Inner Two says that happens during Session 0. And it has been too long. I thought that Blades was a lot of fun. That's not the big, long... I have a map that leads to, like, a big wooden Washington's monument. Okay, and that will drop the bridge so that we can get to it. All right, let's find that, because that looks like another cursed doll. You know, it's saying that it's a lot of fun to watch. Probably I think the Blades in the Dark. Oh, speaking of things that were really fun to watch, Apnilla is now almost done with the Guardians of the Galaxy game. The not the Telltale one, but like the action-adventure one. Watching his playthrough just reminded me how much fun that game was to stream and play. And I bring it up here because if somebody, like, if anybody's watching live and they also liked it, like, Green Man Gaming currently has that game for like $12. It's just, that's...
Looking at this is giving me the willies.
Is it cursed?
Okay, I don't know if we have all the dolls, but we'll give it a shot. Oh, no, we don't have the third hunter. So, if we can find the third doll around, then we can uncork that and we'll get a new item. But I don't think it's in this area. The good thing about the cursed dolls is that they do glow bright purple. So they tend to draw your attention. They have a very unnatural sheen to them. Then again... Innertooth, have you ever played, Blades in the Dark?
Look to me.
Ow.
Say that to your face.
You're saying, looks fun, but a new game to learn. My sense of it is that Blades in the Dark is pretty easy to learn as systems go. So, a quick question for Samalander, Innertooth, Asperby, or anybody else who might know. How do you know if you're looking at like a Starfinder or a Pathfinder book, if it is 2nd edition or the 2nd edition remaster? Because outside of like the release date, because it looks like 2nd edition remaster came out in November of 2023. So if that's the publication date, that's it. But even that is just sort of me kind of guessing. Because they don't say 2nd edition remaster on it, they just say 2nd edition. Samlander says, great question, I've got nothing. I feel like Paizo is really on point with a lot of their stuff, and they are very, very good at marketing. Like, they've really found a lot of opportunity to make the most of Hasbro's many, many foibles over the last question mark number of months, and said, you know, we're right here. I mean, if you want to have a much less problematic game system, we're right here. But then some of the, like, more basic parts of the marketing stuff, just like how to know what you're buying, feels a little bit loosely defined. And I think that's just like, I don't think there's anything nefarious. I think it's just not communicated as well as it should be. Can we, I don't think I've, like, specified this before. Antea's, like, sure you can punch, like, that spinning uppercut that she does that just absolutely clocks a spirit, knocks them over. I really like that. That's the 1, 2, 3 switch. That, yeah, that right there. I didn't think that she'd do it if there wasn't a ghost there. Inner says, for D&D it was the publication date, and they had addendums with the first print. I know that, like, remaster is just, like... I don't feel like it's wholly incompatible with the original 2nd edition. It's probably largely the same. It would just be nice to be certain. And yeah, if it's publication date, then I'd say that the 2nd edition books that came out in November 2023 are probably the most reliable indicator. It's just, you'd like to know. Like, Steam recently has had a problem with scammers putting a game up on Steam, calling it Helldivers 2, putting up artwork of Helldivers 2, and charging $20 for it. $12 for it, and tricking a whole bunch of people into buying their game that is very much not Helldivers 2. And Steam has recently, like, purged a whole bunch of games off the Steam storefront and stuff like that. And it's not just Helldivers 2. I'm trying to think of, like, what the other example was. Pal World. I think there was one for Pal World where like scammers were like stealing all of that artwork and basically just straight up lying about what they were doing. And the questionable part to me is like, why? What on earth do you have to gain for that? Because there's a whole process where Steam holds your money for a couple weeks. That's their refund period. So it doesn't feel like the scam has any chance of netting you money. It just feels like being a troll for absolutely no benefit. But I don't know. Maybe there's some other reason to do this that I can't understand. I've always struggled to understand the purpose of just going after people in ways that seem destined to make their lives worse for no personal upside at all. It goes beyond like hurting other people for your own benefit and just becomes hurting other people for the sake of hurting other people. Here you are tricking somebody out of money, and it's not even a matter of like hoping that they just don't get around to installing it for a couple weeks, because like Steam is gonna notice, and the people who do download it are gonna realize it. Your product will get banned. You will lose all of that money. You're not even really inconveniencing the person. It just feels like trying to, I don't know. Rather than hypothesizing on this, I'm gonna walk away from it. It just seems so odd. So we are back in whatever town this is. Like, this is not New Eden. This is like the... Yeah, this is the little, like, alternate settlement set up by Thickskin and Kate Newsmith when they left New Eden, but I don't know if this place has a name. R-Drag says, Asperbean is saying people can just suck, and R-Drag is saying just discrediting Steam or other sources. That, unfortunately, makes as much sense as anything, where it feels like there's an overall quest to just discredit expertise, to attack the very concept of knowledge and reliability. Nothing matters. There is no such thing as an objective fact. Everything is equally corrupt and terrible, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So the best thing to do is to just rely on the reality that you wish to believe in rather than the one that is. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's simply the act of trying to hurt Steam by making a big mess. And by the way, soaking up their resources. It seems extremely weird to me. Investigate the house and talk to Beloved Scudder. Maybe at this point I do need to see Beloved Scudder. Maybe I will recognize them based on the... Oh, well, we definitely talked to that guy. Yeah, we just met Credence Scudder. I didn't realize that that was his name. And then Beloved, I vaguely remember talking to him as well. An echo told of a man hit in the head with a rock who then fell in the river. Upon investigation, echoes revealed the victim had been stabbed by a Scudder boy and a missing payroll. That must have been what was in the lockbox. Surly and unpleasant at best, this scruffy-looking young man is uncertain about his place in the world. At worst, he's an arseworm. Don't think I've come across that specific argument before. Invective. Pleasant and likable. This scruffy young man is evidently very, very dim. He did come off that way as we talked to him for a few minutes. Slack-jawed and credulous, he seems sweethearted and innocent, a rarity in these parts. Also, though, like, perhaps willing to do something that his cousin, the Beloved Scudder, might have told him to do. I assume when we get to the correct house, that we will know that. That is a different haunting case. But let's head up this way and we'll go up and around. And like, as we're going, as with so many other things, Steam does not need me to defend it. Steam is a multi-billion-dollar company. I mean, they're doing extremely well for themselves, but it, on the whole, feels to me like they're doing extremely well for themselves with a service and a marketplace that is, on the whole, reliable and respectful of the customers and their rights. The fact that you can refund a game on Steam, as long as you haven't played it for much over 2 hours and haven't had it for more than 2 weeks, that's... I don't remember anybody demanding that Steam do that. I don't remember the huge change.org petition that convinced them to do that. Maybe there was some precipitating event, I've forgotten, but it felt like that was a case of Steam just saying, we want to provide a more reliable marketplace, and we don't, you know, it doesn't seem right that people can risk... There shouldn't be a risk in buying a game that just literally doesn't run on your equipment. That where the recommended specs are so far out of whack that you just aren't going to be able to play it at all. So there should be a single, clear, consistent policy applied for being able to refund a game. That seems pretty solid. And similarly, they used to have, what was it called, like Steam Greenlight or whatever? On the whole, yeah, Steam's hole is burning. It's a black eye, per se. But as you said, the end game isn't clear. One of the issues is that I feel like I met the Scudders each as we were leaving town, but I'm not sure what house it is that we're meant to investigate. Just want to see what the outer limit of this... Yep, that's the outer edge of the investigation zone. In other words, you can be a very profitable company and still be wronged by some weird asshole who's just... I guess my concern is some weird asshole comes along, antagonizes Steam and its marketplace and its systems enough that then they change the marketplace and systems to be worse for everybody else because they don't want to have to like go through this obnoxious hassle all the time. And that takes us back to there. So let's... There's a different activity there, which I'm trying to avoid getting hooked into until we can find what we're looking for. I'm just trying to figure out what... No, see, now I'm going back the other way. Let's look up here as well. I mean, the Scudders aren't living here. This is where Kate Newsmith is. Or, sorry, it's where Thickskin was, and I assume Kate is now. But we haven't actually talked to Kate since everything went down. Firstman Joseph says with... Oh, hold on.
Banisher.
Oh, you guys, this is actually the activity. Crap. Kate, I promise I'm going to come back and have a long chat with you at some point, but first I'm just going to steal your hoof fungus and leather. Yeah, that is 100% a different activity. We will do that. I don't... This feels like a game where you can choose to sort of like be focused on the thing that you're doing and then come back and get that quest in a bit. With something like Horizon, I always felt really comfortable going up and like just picking up all the quests all at once, going out and doing them and like sorting through. This feels much more like choice and consequence driven, and that's one of the reasons why I really want to keep our focus narrow so that we can keep straight all of the different stories. Okay. So, yeah, we'll go investigate that house, and then after that, like, that house isn't it because it's outside the search radius. If this is not it, then I'll start investigating the exits from this town. No, this is absolutely locked. Although, well, we can chat with her.
Yes, Banisher. And what may I do for you?
What's new?
I don't know. Say, have you seen young Scudder? He said he'd help me with a thing, but was not shown.
Beloved Scudder, you mean? Wasn't that helpful to me?
That's just his manner. Pay it no mind. He's a good boy. Wish I knew where he'd got to, though. Maybe he's off somewhere with that poor cousin of his.
Tell me more about thick-skinned Newsmith.
What for? She's gone, and that's that.
What can you tell me about Kate Newsmith?
She's done a fair job so far. Things can only get better, eh? Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but I'm glad Thickskin is gone. If I'd had the first inkling of what that woman was capable of, why, I'd never have followed her.
I agree. Being tricked is not a crime. In a case like this, at least. Like, you can be an idiot and continue to fall for the same grift over and over and over again. But here, these people thought that Thickskin was going to lead them someplace safe, and then this happened because Thickskin. I don't know why I keep getting their names confused. One is named Thickskin, and the other one is named Kate. You'd think it'd be easy to keep them apart. Anyway.
Things have changed. How's the camp doing these days?
The camp does better, thanks to you. I mean, the Lord only knows what the future holds. But with one terrible monster the fewer in it, it surely looks much brighter.
I'll bid you good day.
I'll bid you the same.
Yeah, as Inner said, in 2023, there was a whole thing where Unity was planning to change their, engine licensing so that developers would be charged on a per install basis that had some sort of, weird sliding mechanic depending on how many copies they'd sold and stuff like that. But the devs would be charged every time the game was installed. Hold on, let me see if this guy knows anything about the...
Back again, Mr. McWraith? What can I do for you this time?
Scutters.
So, Daniel, what's new?
You must know, sir, that I am not one to tittle-tattle, but Evelyn Fitcher has been lately agitated. She's not normally one to worry.
Yeah, see, we definitely did not hear that dialogue last time that we asked him that.
Goodbye for now, Daniel.
Goodbye to you too, Mr. McWraith.
And so developers rightly had the question, well, wait a second, does that mean we're going to get charged for pirated copies of the game? And then Unity came out and said, oh, no, we're not going to, you won't get charged if somebody pirates your game. So the developers very reasonably asked, how are you going to know which copies are pirated? And Unity's super hot answer to that was, well, you report to us how many copies you believe have been pirated, and then we just won't charge you for those. It really is the sort of answer, and I'm a little bit worried that I'm not accurately remembering this or skipping out on a bunch of nuance, but at the time, this whole thing, this was a big damn deal, and I read a lot from developers on what their issues were. There was a lot of coverage of this. No, we've now exited the zone again. And some of these answers that were coming through from By the way, you know that game that you spent 4 years developing in Unity? Yeah, we have brand new news about how much that's going to cost you once you actually release it. I mean, it was a big damn deal. And the answers that they were giving to explain how this new policy would even theoretically be implemented were less thought out than a 9-year-old who got caught copying somebody else's homework. I mean, it was just crazy, crazy stuff. And now what Intertooth was saying specifically was that in addition to that, if you just like have a bug up your ass about some specific developer, oh, I don't like that developer. I don't like them, and I want to hurt them. Just design a little script that's going to install their game 1 billion times, or at least just send out the notification that it was installed 100,000 times per hour. Yeah, we're outside the zone again. And let that run over a weekend. Like, would that anomalous behavior be caught? Probably. But the bill still gets sent. It just seems like a nonsense idea. Like, it's one of those ideas that is so bad. It is such a terrible idea that to describe it is to sound like a crazy person. Like, no, surely it can't have worked like this, but this is my level-headed best understanding about what their hot plan was. Hey, lady, have you seen the Scudders?
Good day, Nellie.
All the better for your presence, Mr. McRae.
Let's...
All right.
We could get that. We could get that. Hitting enemy with a charged heavy attack restores 5... No, I don't really care about that. Manifestation restores 5 spirit points. No thanks. Yeah, I don't see a lot here that we need, and... I mean, we could sell a whole bunch of this, but I don't really need money right at this moment either.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Eaton.
Thank you for your interest, Mr. McRae.
Yeah, and Intertooth is saying that if he can think of it, then somebody who wants to do actual harm can do of it. Can execute on a plan like that. Yeah, no, we read that, and that's his letter of recommendation. So we've been through here. So let's really buckle down and search the house. We looked at this one. I'm 90% that these two are locked or empty. Let's at least remember that we didn't search those, and I'm literally now going to go house to house to house on the map until we searched all of the structures. We'll go into each and every one, see if we can investigate the house. Unless, hold on. Is the house in a different place on the map? It sure as hell doesn't look like it. That's a different haunting case. Those are different haunting cases. That's a different haunting case. There's nothing up there. So, I will say this. What this actually says is, talk to beloved Scudder. It doesn't say investigate the house on the map marker. So, new plan. We're going to search all the exits to town, because I'm relatively sure. I think this is the one that we just looked at, but I'm going to try it nonetheless. We've done a lot of wandering. We haven't found what I'm looking for. I'm now actively searching for other strategies, and my recollection... Yeah, he is not down this way. My recollection is that when we talked to Beloved Scudder, he was on a pathway out of town. And now we are not there. So let's see if we can... I feel like we did search that as well. Let's look up this way. I mostly just want to walk that path. So we're not actually headed over to that cursed item. We will be soon, but... Now, if we see anybody out and about that isn't one of the 3 or 4 people that we just talked to... Like, this is the dude we just...
Back again?
Yeah.
Goodbye for now, Daniel.
I do like the fact that the characters do move around. In a case like this, that can make it a little bit difficult to know where to find them. Well, I took the wrong turn. But while we're coming down here... Yeah, we went over there. There was no Scudder. But I think we talked a little bit about this not too long ago. If you are designing something that's going to be used or consumed by consumers, or has some sort of like a multiplayer cooperative environment, something like that, I do think that it behooves you to have somebody on the team who's a fucking asshole. And what you need to do is ask that person, hey, if you were a regular consumer, how would you break this and ruin it for absolutely everybody else in the world? And the asshole would say, wait, why are you asking me? Oh, no reason. I just thought that you might have some insight in how to make this awful. So how would you do it? And then let's not allow that to happen. Okay, and that is outside the search radius. I'm just double checking because there's a structure right there. Yeah. All right, let's head in this direction. And if I don't find Beloved Scudder, I might consult Dr. Google on this, because I feel like we have spent a lot of time now just searching town, trying to find this one person. And I really don't think this is supposed to be difficult. I could have sworn that dude was on a pathway out of town. But this is now going to take us out of town. Has anybody else in chat ever seen a movie that features Kevin Bacon, and it's about, like, I want to say that it's like teenagers that are going on like a summer camp, like rock climbing expedition, but their instructor, they're like rock climbing instructor, is played by Kevin Bacon, and he's like a real dangerous, like, asshole. Like, it's not like a great movie or a great performance or something, but for some reason, that movie, whose name I've looked up on multiple occasions and can never remember it, I just have this incredibly powerful sense memory that will sometimes strike me about watching that. This was decades ago, like literally 20 years ago, seeing that movie on television on the weekend when I was supposed to be asleep because I was working third shift. And instead, I was staying up and watching this movie. Like, when I say staying up, like, into the afternoon. Whitewater Summer says First Ben Joseph. That absolutely sounds right. So was it rock climbing, or was it then whitewater rafting? Because now I feel like I'm on the wrong of it. But yeah, this is not like a huge classic movie that everybody should go watch. But for some damn reason, every once in a while, I just get this flash in my memory of, like, that experience of watching that movie and knowing that I should be asleep, but feeling like, no, I just need to find out what happens in this. And by the way, why is Kevin Bacon's character so, like, cartoonishly evil in this? It was about rafting. See, this goes to, like, what is wrong with my memory? Like, why did I think it was rock climbing? But again, it's like 20 years old, this, like, random ass story. So, I don't feel like I want to burden anybody by, like, looking it up and trying to tell me where Beloved Scudder is. But at the same time, I don't know where this dude is. I'm gonna walk in here just in case, like... I guess I'll just ask in chat, does anybody see something that I have absolutely failed to do so far? Wait, did we go up here? I don't know if we checked that house. Hold on. Let's go this way. It's sort of like on the edge of the circle, so I don't think that I recognize it as being a house. But if we set a course for the shop and then just keep going past it, I don't know that I came here. Well, this is the blacksmith's place.
Good day to you.
Bit late for that.
We never talked to this guy after the whole case.
How are things, Mr. Carthy?
The old life is a memory long forgotten, I take it.
Not forgotten, no. Those memories remain, but they're comfortable. I can miss home without wanting to go back. I'm Irish. Did you know that? I came to London young. Fell in with a gang of pickpockets. The Wet Boot Boys, we called ourselves. Anyway, I did that for a while. Some of the boys hanged. Some picked the wrong pockets and ended up in the river. Me, I was good at counting. Got a job at a counting house. It was good, well, good enough. But old habits die hard. Once a thief, you know.
Well, you're here now.
Aye, and with a clean slate too. And I'll be keeping it that way. New world, new Arthur.
How are things? How's Nellie?
She's good. Things are good. Funny, I never had a sister. I think I do now. Nellie's sweet and kind and don't judge. Past is the past, she says. I will never be grateful enough to her. She's my family in this new world. Listen to me, prating on like a Lambeth fishwife.
Hey, I don't feel like he's going on at all. I like knowing, I really feel like we made the best available decision with this last case.
What's the good word round here? Or the bad, for that matter?
Dunno. Nothing remarkable. Making things, fixing things. Oh, the other day, I did my first knife. Young Credence had me repair a damaged blade.
Congratulations.
His cousin's a trapper, but young Credence, can't imagine him using a knife. Not without cutting himself. Sweet boy. Stupid as a rock.
Wait a second. Creedon Scudder is one of the people that we think might be involved with this, and he had a damaged knife. I did not engage in this conversation expecting to pick up details about the current case. That is extremely cool.
I imagine you steered clear of her, but what thought you of thick skin?
I heard what happened. What she done. I don't know that I'm the man to judge her. She ran the camp well. That's all I can say.
What can you tell me of Kate Newsmith?
She lost her sister, and surely blames you for it. And because she lost her sister, she wants the group to leave. But where could we go? Wolves roam the woods. We're safe here. We've already built so much.
It is quite the encampment.
Tell me about life in the camp, if you would.
I really have to thank you. You're a man who knows how to keep a secret. I'm getting the hang of this smithing lark, so there's a future for us here. Thanks to you, Nellie and I are ready to start our new life in the new world in peace.
I'll take my leave.
Farewell, Banisher.
I really like the fact that in otherwise incidental conversations, we've currently picked up that one of the Scudder boys was supposed to help out that woman that we were interacting with earlier and didn't show up. So one of them is currently missing. And the other one, I believe it's the other one, had a damaged knife that he came to this dude to come and help repair. Arthur. Now, those details are not going to be listed here, but that is clues on what we think might have happened. Talk to beloved Scudder. So, I just want to double check that I'm at the house that I expected to be. No, we still haven't gotten there. Yeah, so I want to head this way. Also, did I say this aloud? Carolina says that he thinks that he sees a bow over there. Oh, is this him? No, this is somebody else. It is him.
This would be a better book if it had pictures in. Better still if I knew how to read. Good day to you, Mr. McCraith. Your lordship, sir.
Oh there, once more, Credence.
The boy is shrouded in spectral stains. There's a ghost at work here.
Carolina, we're just going to have to cosplay for a little. I really don't want to leave that unaddressed. I didn't realize that we had found it.
Is your cousin around?
I've not seen him in a while. Maybe he's gone to the woods, the safe part. He does that.
What did he do in the woods?
Checking his traps, I suppose. Not that there's much game. I wish he wouldn't leave me.
This feels like too much information. I feel like what we want to do now... Oh, wait, no. This is Credence. This is Credence, not the other guy. So this is the dude with the damaged knife. Again, I don't want to tip them off that we're looking into this. I feel like this is a much more generic way to, like... I feel like something is afoot.
Mr. Scudder, I suspect a haunting.
A haunting? Like a ghost? As in, right here? That's terrible. But who could have... You don't think Beloved is... Can't be. It just can't be. It's not Beloved, is it? Did my cousin die?
Your cousin is fine, I think. For now.
Oh, good.
I'll need to search your house.
Yes, of course. If you think it important.
Just in case, because we have heard some new dialogue off of this.
How are things going around here, Credence?
Oh, you're asking me? That's so great. I don't know anything, but...
Okay. Well, hold on.
How are things...
Oh, you're asking...
How fares the camp by your measure?
Kate says we're to bury the dead and prepare to leave. I miss thick skin, sir. I do.
I'll go take a look at your house now.
If there's anything I can do to help, I'm here.
He's so naive, he didn't imagine he could be haunted.
And now let's investigate the house. Let's look around the outside of the house, and it's not just for the things that we can steal. Although it's a lot of the things that we can steal. But Grumpy is saying that he hates doing tech work for family. Even when he fixes something, he gets growled at. The printer's not working, so he goes and clicks print test page, and a page comes out. What did you do? Nothing. It's working. I don't know. You just don't want to explain to me what you did. That feels like it would be very frustrating. My experience with it has always been like, oh, it's just like taking your car to the auto mechanic. Like, oh, it suddenly doesn't make the noise. Like, I'd just be glad that you fixed it, personally. Okay, so we do have something to look at there. Detailed map of New Eden. But this is not where we are currently, I don't think. This was the original settlement that they left. Let's take these in order from, like, when we came in. To Beloved Scudder in New Eden. Son, lest you hear it elsewhere, I tell you I've killed a man. I sworn I never would, but the anger took me, and afore I knew it, the deed were done. If the catchpoles take me, I shall hang. I'll hide here till I can make New Eden. I'll be with you then, if the docks nor the roads be not watched too close. Say nothing to no one, and guard your manners like your mother wished. No anger, lad, not malice nor greed. Hold your tongue and hold your fist, and do not do as I have done, your father. So there's a tie. It's conceivable that the father is the one who murdered the mail carrier, but...
Beloved's father was a killer on the run, on his way to New Eden.
A bad man, but a good father? Seems unlikely.
The timing doesn't line up for that, because we didn't meet their father, nor have we heard anybody say that he was, like, around. Beloved Scudder's journal. So, the other cousin who's not here. My father has made trouble for himself. I envy him not his life. I dream of faraway lands, of heat and health and honest-won prosperity, of my name known far and wide as a man of enterprise, as an honest man of the greatest wealth and surest deeds. Now a dream, soon the truth. My father is a bad man, but he saw the good in me. Perhaps he saw my mother. As to the rest, they may see what they wish. I care not for them. I shall rise above them, a great and wealthy man, my cousin by my side. And yet, inside me, I feel the seed of my father's blood. It sometimes boil inside my own. How do I get rid of my father's taint? How do I stop fearing it? So, this is me just thinking aloud. Do we suspect that the man who was killed was the father? I'm trying to remember back to whatever we heard there, in the echoes.
The beloved fears himself doomed to repeat his father's mistakes.
It doesn't have to be that way. He has free will. There's nothing more to find here.
Huh? You prying Scots busybody! Who died and made you constable?
Easy now, Scudder. Your cousin gave me permission to come in.
Credence means everything he says, and thinks everyone else does too. What do you want?
I'm investigating a haunting. Your haunting, as a matter of fact. I don't yet know whose ghost it is, but it'll have good reason to linger.
I've seen your work. I've seen the bodies. Take your investigation and get out of my house.
You're haunted, doesn't that worry you? You know I'll do you fair.
As you did Thickskin fair. No.
I love the fact that it is referencing our earlier choices. Again, we don't know. I don't think that he knows that we know about the man being dead. This should be our last topic of conversation. We should get as much from him as we can.
Your father's son. You must worry you'll repeat his many mistakes.
How do you know? Leave me be. You can't do this to us.
From your demeanor, I'm guessing it was your first time. Killing a man, I mean.
No! I dare not! I can't! No! Please! Go! Enough! What foul retribution is this?
Son.
Oh no! They hanged the old man! They hanged old Jed! The line is doomed! I too shall swing!
You must be the boy's father.
My son is innocent.
I'm Antea Duarte, and this is Red McWraith. We are Banishers.
Look to Credence.
I have a lot of suspicions. By the way, the fact that Credence had a knife repaired, he also could have been handed the knife and say, go take this to the blacksmith. It's not like 100%, but yeah, now that we've got the ghost of the man himself saying Credence did it, or that's what I've heard so far. All I'm saying is that if I was dead and then I had the opportunity to point people at the person that did it, I'd be extremely dedicated to making sure they got the correct person.
In your letter, you said you were coming to New Eden. You made it, sort of. What happened?
I had passage booked to Boston. A captain who asked no questions. And a ship's cook who needed the reward money. The catch post took me at the dock. 10 days later, they took me up to Gallows Acre. And there I was hanged.
For murder?
For murder, yeah. And all the rest.
All the rest. I'd want to hear about the rest.
Why? Why'd you do it?
You ever been to London, Scotsman?
Aye, I have.
Then you've seen how the people live. The toffs, I mean. Them as has money. How do you think they come by? With their wars and their taxes and their sheriffs and their bailiffs, that's how. They kill for gain. Why should I be different?
What of Credence? Why should we look to him?
He was a hellion as a baby, and no mistake. Especially after his mum and dad died, and we took him in. I thought him an odd child. But he were happy with my Mary, and sweet too. She loved him. He's a bad un, and probably always was. He hides it better than any rogue, just as he hides the sharpness of his wit.
I was gonna say earlier, this dude, a smart person can pretend to be stupid if they're a good enough actor, if they're consistent about it, if they're borderline sociopathic enough to find delight in just tricking everybody around them all the time. A stupid person can't necessarily pretend to be smart, at least not very convincingly. Literally what he's saying to us is that, like what Daddy Boy, Jedediah here is saying, is that Credence is very good at seeming harmless.
Why send him to New Eden, then?
Mary thought to take the boys as far from Bristol as she could go. In the colonies, so went her thinking, she could raise two good and honest men. But without her guiding hand, 'tis clear that Credence bent beloved, crooked.
Are you sure Credence is guilty? It seems far-fetched.
I have watched him on his own, unseen. I know about him, for I am one of them, and I tell you with no doubt, so is he.
On the other hand, this dude could be lying to save his own child, his own son. Beloved is his son, Credence is not, if I'm following the family lineage here.
What do you want, Ghost? Why have you come?
Beloved is my boy.
Yes, we get that. Good of you to visit. Why have you come?
We lived in Bristol. Barely. Shared a leaky room with other lodgers. All were ill all the time. My wife deserved better. We all did. I gathered every shilling I could and sent the boy, his mother and his cousin to the colonies. Beloved's my son, and now he's grown. I'll make sure he straightens up.
This is top of my mind. What aren't you willing to do to protect your son?
So you're here to protect Beloved? Protect him from what?
From corruption. From perdition. From my blood that runs in his veins. But most of all, I must protect him from corruption by his wily cousin, Credence. It takes a bad un to catch a bad un, and that's how I know Credence is vicious. He has a hiding place in the woods. There, you'll find the proof.
Where, exactly? How shall we know this hiding place?
There's a small wood cabin, but well hid. West of here, on the heights.
A wooden cabin hidey hole. West, got it.
We'll investigate Credence's hideout then. Make our own minds up.
I speak the truth. You'll see it.
Beloved just learned of his father's death. Maybe we should go to him before searching Credence's hide.
Someone's lying.
Maybe everyone's lying.
So, we'll find out who.
Oh, okay. Again, I would very much want the person who did it, who did
He
me
went
and...
that way.
to pay for the crime. But there are some things that will, like, twist somebody's priorities, and one of that will be, like, love of family. So it is conceivable that Jed is not telling us the truth because he, even if his own son did him in, that he doesn't want him to wind up the same way that he did, swinging from the neck. So, like, I want to protect him. The ghosts in this game, as like we've seen in other like haunting stories, they tend to be very single-minded, dedicated to one specific thing. With Antea, we've sort of gotten her dedicated towards wanting to be alive again, and generally being okay with whatever it takes to get there, I've noticed. When it comes to Jedediah, it might be, well, I have to protect my son. Even if he's the one that got me, I have to protect him. I have to protect him from these Banishers. And that might mean misleading them. I don't think that's what's happening. I just want to have some more information.
He's dead. He's really dead. They hanged him, didn't they?
Aye, they did. Condolences.
Keep him. Jed was a bad father and a bad man. The world's a better place without him. Am I haunted by his ghost?
You tell me. Why would the ghost of your criminal father appear now? Why would he blame Credence?
You're the Banisher. You ask him. Better yet, you send him away.
Jed suggested we have a word with Credence. Any idea where he might be?
You shouldn't listen to my old man. He was not with us, never was. Leave Credence be. My cousin didn't. He's not. Look, if there's bad blood, 'tis mine. I'm evil to the marrow.
A man who stands up for his kin can't be all bad.
What does it matter if badness is in his blood? Do what you must. I'll not run. I'll face my fate, whatever it may be.
Did you kill the messenger?
In my dreams I see him drowning. His death weighs heavy upon me. I wish to think of him no more. Forget it! Forget the whole thing. I will, if I can.
Okay, please tell me I didn't lose the opportunity to ask all those other questions.
Bugger off a little farther,
God!
why don't you?
Most of the time, it feels like you can choose the blue advance investigation thing. Mostly I wanted to know where Credence was, because I didn't want to catch a rock to the back of the skull. I did not mean to skip that dialogue. That is disappointing. So, Grumpy has shared some more details on the Printer Saga. Caroluna is saying,
Strange that Beloved talked of the drowning, but not the stabbing.
Either way, he fears he's a killer like his father.
Perhaps it's not too late. He may yet avoid his father's fate.
Well then, we'll find Credence's forest hiding hole and learn what's what.
So, from what I've seen so far, Beloved Scudder, the guy that we just talked to with the hat, doesn't seem to be directly aware of the fact that his father's there. In other words, I don't think that he's seen his father, but maybe can feel him, can feel his presence around. And the Banishers have now confirmed, yeah, your father's ghost is here. Because in other words, we don't get the sense that they've had a chat. Yes, I got sentenced to death for all of the deaths, for all the killing that I did. Nonetheless, he was like, well,
poor.
don't listen to my father. Don't listen to the ghost that's protecting me. He doesn't seem like somebody who's trying to get away with it and then pin the blame on somebody else.
Wouldn't bother.
Good day to you, your lordship.
What brings you to the woods, Credence?
A walk, sir, in the peace and quiet.
You seem uneasy. Something on your mind?
Tell the truth, I've not felt too well of late.
Aye. Being haunted can do that to you. Tell me this, Credence. Of all people, why would Uncle Jed haunt you?
Jed Scudder? Uncle Jed haunts me? What? How? Why? Wait. Uncle Jed?
He accuses you of corrupting his son.
Jed Scudder? Uncle Jed haunts me for being a bad influence. Uncle Jed calls me a bad influence. Should I worry? What can I do? Help me!
Let me do my job. That'll help.
Gracious me, please do, your worship. Save me, like you saved us all from the terrible beast.
I'll try, Mr. Scudder. I'll try. A good day to you, Mr. Scudder.
God grant you the same, sir.
I regret that I can't... Did I say this before? That I can't remember if he had that long gash on his cheek the very first time that we spoke with him. But Carolina was sharing advice that I've often found very useful. Have them show you the problem. I learned a long time ago that no matter what somebody says about the symptom...
There's a cabin up on that bluff there.
Credence's hide, perhaps.
Have them show it to you. Have them replicate it for you with their own hands in real time. Because sometimes they are inadvertently leaving out some important information. Like, they just don't know what is and is not important. And then if you can identify something that's happening in the process, then you can show them, okay, now do the same thing, but now tweak it 5 degrees. And then suddenly it's correct. Oh, boy.
Careful!
Why? Why? Never seen that happen before.
This one's protected.
Okay.
Is this empty? This bite's not easily chewed.
Jeez. Okay, we're not done. Yep. Am I dead? No, Ante is down. Okay.
Dodging.
Trying to dodge. I swear to God. Whew. That felt like a very... What level am I? Because that felt really challenging. Does it tell us our level? I guess not. Not that I see. It could be right here and I'm just overlooking at it. Like, levels might be fairly abstract since you can upgrade your stats outside of combat by doing combat challenges, but like, that was like a level 20, 25 guy or whatever. Wait, 16. Caroluna sees it. Hold on. God damn it to hell. It's the largest individual number on the entire screen. I didn't see it. Oh my god. I am just gonna become Katniss Everdeen full time. Thank you, Caroluna. And First Bit Joe says that was a level 19 enemy. Yeah, I saw, like, they were red, like, on their thing. Like, it seems like this is a challenging encounter. And boy, was it. And, like, once that dude would hit me once, I, like, couldn't get out of it. I was having difficulty blocking, dodging, or otherwise, like, weaseling out of getting just hit a bunch. Official letter to beloved Scudder. Page 1, Office of Massachusetts Bay, Office of the Governor Sir William Phipps. Notice of sentence and execution. Beloved Scudder. So this is the guy with the hat. As his nearest living relative, you are herewith informed of the death by hanging of Jedediah Scudder, who I believe was your father for the crime of murder. A proper trial he had under the principles of Oyer and Terminer, at which he was heard to express regret for the man he was and the deeds to which he owned. The hangman was fast, and the body was buried in Bristol without delay. The prisoner left a word for his kin. Please turn the page. Your servant, J. Smith, Clerk of the Court. Page 2, Boston, 1695. Son, they have got me as they got my pa and his before him. They must not get you. Walk straight and true, and you'll have no reason to hang. You must listen to your cousin as I should have listened to his father. That line is straight, follow it. So there's two possibilities. Number one, the ghost is not the father and is somebody else. Number two, and the much more likely version, is the father genuinely believed that the cousin was a reliable source of information, but now that he's dead and can see Credence Scudder, when he doesn't know that he's being observed, he realizes the whole thing is a ruse.
Credence knew that Jed was hanged. He kept the news from Beloved. He was surprised by Jed's accusation, but not that Jed was dead.
Well, shit, this could be either one.
Was he manipulating Beloved? Seems that way.
Kiluna says they make it so large to make sure that you don't notice it.
Jed Scudder had made it
up. Machiavel's discovers upon the first decade of T. Livius translated out of the Italian, with foam marginal animav diverts fians, noting and taxing his errors by E.D. Machiavel's Discourses, wait, this is now written correctly, printed by Thomas Paine for William Hills and Daniel Pakeman, and are to be fold in Little Britain at the White Horse and at the Rainbow near the Inner Temple. I have no idea what this is. An essay concerning humane understanding in 4 books. Wait, if this is Credence's place, this is some awfully dense stuff, I'm just saying. Written by John Locke, Gentleman? I don't know. The first edition. Eccles 11:5. As thou know'st not what is the way of the spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even though thou knowest not the word of God who maketh all things. And then there's some Latin, which I'm not going to try. Printed, yep, then this. There we go. That all of that information.
Quite the library for a man who can't read.
He was also keeping 15 pieces of 8. We'd better, what's it called? Confiscate that, just for safety. Business plan. A detailed business plan for a sugar plantation somewhere in the West Indies with full financials. Blueprints of main house and outbuildings. A map of the land for sale. A financial plan. Land equipment and holdings. Land, building materials, tools, etc. Building materials are £5? I mean, I know it was $16.95, but that's just like shooting a man over a matter of $80. Tools, etc. Labor, sundries, total £100, I assume. 500 pieces of 8 should do it.
A plantation in the West Indies. Planned down to the purchase price.
Also, First Ben Joseph saying Ecclesiastes. Was that the book that we were reading?
Wasn't the train band to be paid in silver?
We've learned enough. Nice view.
It covers all the main approaches.
Take. It's a book of the Bible, says First Ben Joseph. He was quoting a verse in that section. And, like, it was being retranslated from, like, the original Latin. Is that close?
Jed was right.
Shit, I didn't cancel that. So, we do have this. Like, we can go confront the Scudders, but as long as we're right here.
Credence is cleverer than he pretends. He reads and writes and plans ambitious plans.
A plantation needs a lot of coin. The silver connects him to the payroll robbery.
Oh, fuck! I didn't get to... Like, it really failed it.
I'm right here.
We're not done. Over here.
Look out!
You're done.
Okay, pleasant and likable. Cleverer than he pretends. Credence Scudder is highly manipulative. Oh, we've got a thing for Jedediah. So his motive is hanged as a killer. Jed Scudder wants to ensure that his son Beloved doesn't meet the same fate. Beloved, Scudder fears he has become his father and deserves to be hanged. And then Credence, we're still missing one piece of information, which I think might come out in conversation. That's a down. So we're going to head over here. Yeah, we found all the dolls for this cursed item, but we haven't opened it yet because we didn't have that ability before. Now, if we really wanted to overthink this, it could be that the cabin is actually secretly... These names are going to get me. Beloved's, and he and his cousin, what's his face? Credence, go out there all the time, and that everything that we found in there, because I didn't see any names, everything in there is actually secretly his. Even if we go to that extent of, like, the lies that are being told here, why... Wait, is there more? Why would Beloved say to the Banishers, you stay away from my cousin? Like, that's a bridge too far. The deception has gone too far. To, like, urge them, like, no, don't, you know, my cousin is the good one. I'm the bad one. It runs all the way through my blood. I'm not going to run. I'm going to stand my ground and face whatever judgment comes my way. That's just not how somebody talks when they're trying to pin it on somebody else. Nope. We want to do unbounding.
You are not released, but exiled.
Double fangs. Well, it's not very high level, but it can be upgraded. Double fangs are here. So, some red, some green. The persistence and spirit and stuff might go up. Wisdom and wrath go down. So this is very... But look at dexterity, though. Remember when I was saying that I wanted to further upgrade the rifle so we could put in, like, a different decoction or whatever? Block damage percent 75. What's my current one? Okay, that's the same. Dexterity 16. If we put some upgrades into this, it might be pretty good. Because none of the like downs are that severe. Persistence is, but like persistence is just how long that she remains in spirit mode. It's not that big of a deal. And so is spirit. Like, in other words, the ones that are down are not as bad as all the other ones that go up. We might wind up using this. We would need some more seashore candles. When we get back to town, let's see if anybody sells any seashore candles. All right. Again, since we happen to be out here, why don't we head over there and grab that stuff? It's never as far as you think it is. Yeah, in order to, at this point, to have us, like, levy the finger at, the accusation towards beloved Scudder, you would have to believe that he is so cunning as to not only pulled off the crime and planted all of this evidence implicating his own cousin, including the fact that when the knife was damaged, he sent, because that's like a bonus thing that we discovered, that he sent credence to the local blacksmith to get it fixed. He planted all of that. He thought that far in advance. But then when the Banishers showed up, did everything he could to put the blame on himself in the hopes that that would seem so suspicious that then they would have to conclude that all of the countervailing evidence was actually true. That is nonsense. It's just absolute garbage. So I feel like we have a decision here. So yeah, let's pop in here and see if we can survive a...
Ready to walk through it if you are.
Void combat. The other thing I remember from the first time we ever came here was that, like, one of the advantages or one of the features of this place is that Antea's powers are on the whole a lot more effective. That's one of the things it said. Like, Antea's punches do more damage to embodied spirits and stuff like that. Possessed spirits. Wait, Fortune Hasten? I know that guy. He's the dude, he's the blacksmith, the actual blacksmith. He's my friend from work.
This isn't over yet.
Okay. Kinda hoped I was in range for that.
Dodge!
Okay, so now he's gonna go into like super punch mode. So I really gotta watch out for like his flurries. Oh, don't be here. Hold on.
Once more with feeling.
You're on your own here, Red.
I don't feel like we're getting him down much anymore. Crap. I do like the fact that we get to keep killing this guy. I mean, for anybody that didn't miss this particular or might have forgotten, he's the dude who's beating his wife all the time. Yeah, he's getting a bunch of health back. I don't know what to do about that, except to hopefully not take as much damage so that we can really focus in on him. No. Where's that going?
I'm right here.
Fuck. Hold on. Hold on. Don't let up. Ooh. I probably did enough damage to kill that guy like 8 times, but...
Even after being banished, Fortune Heaton sticks to his sense of ownership. Terrifying.
I kept wandering off and hitting other guys because it was like, oh, I'll just take care of these guys real quick. But we made it through. So, from what we've seen so far in these zones, there just isn't a lot of branching, so I can probably just save some time by really focusing on whatever the most obvious way is. Oh.
I love doing that.
Yeah, I probably won't remember this in like a year or something, just that this was the first UE5 game that I ever played, but yeah, there we go. So what we learned last time is that I should really focus on the pillars.
Careful, it's been stung.
Okay. And also, if I lose access to Antea, I'm really in trouble. Okay, sure. Ouch. Wow! Hold on, that was like all of the health. Okay. For anybody who's a little confused about the mechanics there, Red automatically reloads his rifle every time Antea hits an enemy. So that's why I was doing that instead of waiting for the reload animation. Boy, those go easier once you know how they work. Also, again, the mechanics of this one was more light attack damage, which is just my personal style. So we will void travel. Before we do it, though, let me just double check. I really don't think there's anything around here. But I would feel very foolish if I didn't look at the thing that is like, you know, like leaving a Zelda dungeon without getting your free heart upgrade. I appreciate there's some people do that on purpose so that they can, like, be awesome at the game. But I'm more interested in just proceeding the game. I'm not here to prove nothing. I mean, to wit, I was one stop away from looking up on Google where to find beloved what's-his-face. Because what did we spend? We spent like 20 minutes, I want to say, maybe more, exploring. Sweeper. Now hold on, I am a fan of the rifle. Sweeper does. It's a lower strength, but a higher willpower. And the rifle damage is rather substantially less. So why would I want this? Hitting an enemy with the rifle shot or stock grants 15 banish points. That's not nothing, but it really, I feel like it turns the rifle into way less of a damage dealer and more of like a utility to do more banishes. Now I like banishes. If we had taken the abilities so that Red and Antea could use the banish points to do all sorts of other things, then that might be more appealing. But right now, the banish is basically his limit break. It's like, well, I've fought for a while, I've charged this up, now I can do this super move to either like annihilate a lower tier guy or really rock into this high tier guy. I'm not sure that I need to use the rifle to supercharge that. Yo, we are all the way back on the beach. Look at this. This is back where Red woke up, I believe, which means that there should be a campfire right over here. Unless I'm dead-ass wrong on where we came out. No? No, this is exactly where it is. We're not... It is over here, but I'm not quite as close as I thought. G. Janik says, I've not seen this game before. It looks pretty good. It is very fun. It is a bit... There's a lot of story. Like, when I say it's heavy on story, I mean, that's why I wanted to play it. There's a lot of story. There's a lot of investigation. It really rewards exploration. But it's not just a mindless action game. And as you unlock more abilities and more sort of like combat options, like my Red plays a lot differently than somebody else's does right now. Like, for example, if I hit somebody with like the rifle stock like that, then my next rifle attack is going to do a lot more damage.
An enraged spectre is lurking nearby. Why not summon it?
Okay. So this is going to be make manifest, I think. Damn it! I love that it tells me that
reveal your true self.
Just doing nothing.
I failed this one all right.
Okay, so is it then Summon Scourge? Tune into a fading but persistent memory. We really haven't used this one much at all. But it's got to be Summon Scourge, right? It's got to be.
Show your shape in flesh!
I can help.
So we have increased damage when Red is full health, so I would like to keep Red at full health for as long as we can.
You're angry.
I have another in sight.
Not today.
Yeah, the key there was be Antea, because as long as you're Antea, Red's health never goes down, and she just does super damage. Or, like, anytime he takes damage, drink a decoction. But I feel like that one would have been much, much harder. Like, the way those are scaled, you always want to do what it's indicating up at the top left, or else you're going to be, like, at a severe disadvantage. So, yeah, let's get back to where the scutters are, and the fastest way to do that is to fast travel. The graphics are sweet. Yeah, this is... And by the way, this is dialed all the way up, with the one slight difference being that as of the last episode, I switched off the grain filter simply because you guys on stream very literally could not see it. Like, that was something that I talked about in the last episode. Hey, we've made some adjustments to turn off the film grain. I'll be interested to see how it looks. Yeah, we reviewed it, and you literally cannot see a difference on stream. So, yeah, boy, we haven't evolved in a bit. I have one red point. Post-parry attacks deal area effect physical damage. This is not bad. Or, drinking a decoction during combat triggers an area effect dealing banished damage, but health points gains are reduced by 25%. I mostly don't like it because drinking a potion is not what I'm going to process in my head as being an attack move. The riposte, I've never actually heard this word said aloud, but I like that. After you parry, you hit. I don't parry successfully that often, but I really like to make it an event when I do, so we're going to take that. But yeah, as we go just for G. Janich, without like giving away too many things, there's actually multiple different skill trees that you unlock as you go. So the skill trees are not individually very long, but they actually have a real impact on how you play. Repost, says Dougler. And hello to Dougler, by the way. So we're going to fast travel back up to here, back to the Dark Woods. Like, there's a whole other, like, way to build a character that I very deliberately did not do. That would be interesting to see somebody else who really engaged with the, now you can spend your banish points in, like, 40 different ways. This is going to be one of those games where at the end of it, at least this is how I'm feeling about it right now. At the end of this, when we're sort of like talking through the credits and like, what did you think so far?
Arguing. See if you can eavesdrop.
Well, let's eavesdrop.
We must confess. Beg for mercy.
I will not hang.
I can't carry the burden.
You can. And you will.
Soon we'll put it behind us. New Eden. Everything.
I cannot put it behind me. I bashed a man's brains in. I must fess it.
No. I'll say you stabbed Askell's man and killed you in self-defense. As the father, so the son, they'll say.
as they hang your corpse.
No! What the... Jed?
No one move, including you, Jed.
Thank God you're here, Mr. McRae.
Nobody bloody talk either, until we sort this out.
What are you waiting for? Are you not gonna take care of that ghost?
Credence, you knew the postman was stabbed. How did you know it?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I knew it. I never mentioned it.
Surely you did. You must have.
Credence, the Scudder boy.
The Scudder boy plays the fool. Plays us all for fools.
Sir, you have it wrong. I swear it.
I mean, both of these things are true, but this is the motive.
You needed money for your plantation in the West Indies, and the postman passed with a payroll. You took your chance. Beloved was not given to violence, so when he fled the scene, you followed the man and finished him off. You let Beloved believe himself guilty, but the plan was yours, from start to finish. The dead man's blood is on your hands.
But I never...
Well, wouldn't you? You're no angel. You're no sheriff, neither. So what are you gonna do about it?
Credence. How?
Oh, don't act the startled fawn, beloved. You're up to your neck in this, too.
Anything to say in your defense, Beloved?
I didn't know. I swear I didn't know.
My arse. He hit the messenger with a rock. He did it. You knew what you were doing. You wanted away. You wanted the payroll.
Rotting hell. You used me.
I shall rise above them, a great and wealthy man, my cousin by my side. Please, we used each other.
Jedediah, you wish to prevent your son from meeting his father's fate, but by haunting him, in time, your love will kill him.
I am here for Credence. My boy is good.
I don't care either way. He did what he did. He must accept the consequences.
Might teach him some humility.
His father clearly loves him, for whatever that's worth.
Spare my boy. Punish his cousin.
Whatever we choose, I doubt you'll like all of it. Maybe you won't like any of it.
Credence Scudder, you and your cousin are haunted by the ghost of your Uncle Jed. That ends now.
So we only have the options that are here. Like, they're talking as though there would be the option to blame both of the cousins, but I don't see that option here. So clearly we're going to go after the dude that actually did it, who shows no remorse, who appears to have been responsible for manipulating the situation, and as we said at the beginning, went to significant lengths to make sure that that guy was dead and that they had the contents of the lockbox. I could be persuaded to go after both of them, but since that option isn't present here...
Credence Scudder, a malignant manipulator. You killed a man in cold blood and tried to lay the murder on your cousin. With the least of your many mischiefs, you brought the tormented soul of an anguished father back from the dead.
Sir, please, please, sir. I beg of you.
Pah! That soft shite will work on me no more. Time to cut the bad from you. See what's left.
This is unfair. I deserve the world. A curse upon you. He's dead. You've killed him. What is wrong with you? Get out of my house, murderer. No.
Leave him to his grief. It's a bad day to be beloved Scudder.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna go take a nap after that. If so, again, what if we had the option to? Oh, hold on. I do want to see if they sell any more of that seashore candle stuff. What if we had the option to take both of them? I think that Red would have. I don't think that. Well, so here's the thing. The other one, the survivor, hat guy, because I'm just not ever going to be able to remember the name Beloved Scudder. He absolutely tried to kill that dude. He absolutely, that was his purpose. That's what he tried to do.
Good day, Nellie.
All the better for your presence, Mr. McCraith.
The fact that he failed doesn't make him like that much less guilty. The difference between attempted murder and successful murder is how good you are at murder. Being bad at murder isn't a vice or a positive thing. It's just a skill set that you apparently don't have. I guess you could argue that his heart wasn't in it, but it sure as hell was in it when he smacked the guy with the rock. Like he tried, is what I'm saying.
Let's trade, Mrs. Eden.
All right, let's.
So I feel like Red absolutely could have been brought around to the idea of let's take both of those souls. Since that's not on the table, we went with the one. Here we go. So, sorry, now that I know that we can just get there from here, we're looking for this to upgrade. I think it was the new rifle? Crud. Well, what do we need for this? For this, we need 5 seashore candles. So we'll definitely do that. So that's 5. Hold on. What do we need for this? Nest silt. We don't have any of that. This also... No, that's waxy cap. Okay. 5 seashore candles, 16 waxy cap agarics, if we wanted that. Wasn't there one other thing that I wanted to upgrade? We can't do that until I find some more nest silt. What do you feel about our other rings? I don't hate this. The 50% increased rifle shot damage. Even if it takes off some spirit points. Ariadne's thread. I don't like that one. I don't like that one that much. Yeah. No. And no. But this one's not bad, Soldier of Fortune. Yeah, it's not that much lower on Wisdom, Wrath. Persistence is down a bit, and Spirit is down a bit, but that's her health bar. And everything goes up for Red, including that's a lot of rifle damage. That is pretty good stuff. Oh, and we can just do this one. So I don't think that I have enough elite gems, but let's buy the materials that I was just talking about. So we're going to buy 16 of these. And then it was the seashore candles. We needed... Crud. Was it 5 of these? I think it was 5. Alright, let's just look in the thing. So we definitely want to upgrade his thing here. Yep, we've got that. Oh, it was the sword. That was the other thing that we... No, it wasn't. Was it the other sword then? The new sword that we got? I don't hate this sword either. It just feels like there's a lot of red to it. Like a lot of red. What is it to upgrade this? More nest silt, so I'm not going to worry about the rest of it. And then this, the double fangs. Doubling the rifle's damage shot. The only thing is that you only get it when you actually, like, knock somebody out. Let's buy another 6 seashore candles while we're here, so that I'll have enough to do that one as well. Okay.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Eaton.
Thank you for your interest, Mr. McRae.
By the way, Cara Luna was saying that he's always surprised by, like, the degree to which I will apologize for tiny things. At issue is, at least to me, the tiny things are disruptions in the stream, and I sort of feel like most people want to be able to come in and chill out and hopefully, like, engage with the story and have the story moving forward and the game progressing, and then hopefully some fun conversation between different things, and having it all grind to a halt because there's some sort of a technical problem that just feels like it should be avoidable. And like, I want to make sure that it's the best experience it can be for the viewers. So we will spend our spirit point because we did an investigation. So what do we like? I like that. I don't care about this. So I do like Crushing Leap. That seems like a really cool one. Can we see what else we'll get? Parrying restores 10% of health points. Defeating an enemy with the rifle increases the damage of the next rifle shot by 50%. We're going to do that one. Okay, so yeah, let's do Crushing Leap. And then when I get Sharpshooter, we'll do that one. And we're definitely going to upgrade. I actually really like this outfit. I feel like this has been doing very well, and I wish it was less glowy. I wish that we could, like, just dial down the LED lights on it, just for style purposes. But, on the whole, it's a really good set, so... yeah, with a manifestation. I don't make that much use of that, but we do the rest of it. So let's upgrade the armor. And we're going to need some more nest silt, but we have our 70 wild chervil, so as soon as we find some more nest silt. And then the next thing was going to be... I swear to God. Was it... Nope. Was it that rifle? Yeah, I'm not convinced that resets after a miss. I don't miss that much, but that's a lot less rifle damage. It would take some time to upgrade that. Was it this one? Are you kidding? Did I buy 15 instead of 16? I think that I did. God darn it. Okay. All right. I need one more waxy cap agaric. Carolina says it's a stream. It happens. There will be interruptions. It's natural, and that's where my view is on it. I'm glad for that understanding. I really am. Like, if somebody came in and said, "OMG, so unprofessional," I would say, yeah, that's true. I want the streams to go as best as they possibly can, but every once in a while, I forget to buy one waxy cap agaric, and we have to go back to the store. Honey, did you remember the cottage cheese? Go back and get it. It just happens. But I do also want, like, I'm comfortable with people knowing that when there's a hiccup, it is something that we work to avoid.
Good day, Nelly.
Okay. And now we will waxy cap agaric. 1. There. Thank you.
Thank you for your...
All right, let's go head back up. At the same time, we watch a lot of streams here because we really like the people that stream. And when interruptions happen to them, yeah, like exactly like Carolina says, it happens. It does. I think it was Asperby who said earlier, you know, it wouldn't be a fun stream if there wasn't some sort of technical problem. And that's just the way that it is. Okay, now we're going to do that upgrade. Here. Here. And then, yes, this. I'm not even sure that I want to use this, but I've committed to doing this upgrade. So if I'm in a situation, here's the advantage to this. Most of the time I'm going to use this one because I don't hit people with the rifle stock very much, but when I do, the next shot basically blasts them to dust. When we're in a situation where rifle damage is not going to be very helpful, using this to hit people with the rifle in order to get our banish charge up that much faster, I feel like this would be a good, like, secondary rifle that we can switch to when we need it. Because there's all sorts of, like, challenges where it's like your rifle just isn't going to do any damage, but banish will, so we want to do that. Let's rest.